A new team of sport reporters are in training at Radio Mansfield 103.2, headed by frontman Tony Delahunty.
We don't want Danny going the following week after Peter's upset somebody and trying to cover a match at one of the teams at Peter, and when Danny goes up and said, "Oh, we're not talking to any of your reporters."
Hello, is that Martin Dobson?
On April the 27th, these reporters will be in the studios at 103.2 and out in the field at local Premier cricket matches, reporting regular cricket bulletins live on air.
If anybody wanted 1-to-1, 1-to-2, 1-to-3 extra sort of training, interview technique or whatever, I'm more than delighted to do that.
Right, this is for Mansfield TV that we're going to be doing. Actually, what are you learning from this experience here today?
Well, I'm learning about myself as much as anything else. I'm learning that there's so much to learn out there. You've got greater skills, and really this training program is just to meet lots of people. And this is what this job is all about. You go out there, you meet lots of people, and you ask questions, and you learn about yourself all the time.
You are going to be called by what we call the As Live editor. And he's going to call you and he's going to say, and he might be as quick and as rude as this. Go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, either Callum or Jake will have said to you to go up there. So you've been sent up there for a purpose, to file your report as live.
Do you think you've learned anything so far?
Oh yes. I mean, I don't understand the workings of from the studio to outside, so that's been instructive. But I think I'll pick it up reasonably quickly.
Are you getting excited for the new cricket season and the programme in general?
I'm always excited about the cricket season. It's been a love of my life, and can't wait for it to start.
But it's the communication with the studio itself that can be quite nerve-wracking. Okay, so in a few minutes we're going to go through to a studio. These boys are. I'm going to show you the rest of you bit by bit.
I think for me as a cricketer, we've both done on that side of things. So it's actually kind of nice to see local cricket being put in the spotlight and actually seen on local radio and actually hearing all the results. Normally you get it by text message at the end. This will be a whole new dimension for the cricket in this area.
Absolutely. I mean, I'll give you an example, Gary. There'll be a game in Division 2 this year between Mansfield and Plesley and Sherwood. Two clubs that you and I are heavily involved with. That'd be great for Tony to treat that match as a local derby and an important one for Mansfield. I think that'd be great. A great listing for everyone.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Chris. Right. I'm Gary Farmer for 103.2 Sport.
A match day exercise begins. Some reporters are led to the live broadcast studios. Others are distributed around the building, imitating different cricket match venues.
Gary Edgington, one of the reporters, come from the South Notts League, where I'm the umpire secretary and league registrar, a former wicket-keeper and attempted leg spinner.
I'm Pete Jones and I'm a reporter for 103.2 Sport, and I'm at the Memorial Ground at Farnsfield reporting on the Farnsfield and the Cavaliers game.
Matt, where are the jingles say?
Promos and Jingles Cricket 2013.
Can the first reporter have us on the line now? Imagine this is a Saturday afternoon. The programme's not even started. Okay. All right, the programme's not even started. You're just checking that you've got contact with all your reporters. And all sorts of things might happen, Callum. Yeah. Some might say, can't get a signal. So you need to tell him so he can start firefighting and that sort of thing.
David.
Hi David, we're going live in 2 minutes. You'll be sixth in line, so just stay on the line.
Yeah, I'll stay on line.
In reality, you would tell him to shut up, wouldn't you? Yeah. But we haven't got that feedback today, so just when he goes like that, it means we're ready to run. Do you make sure these guys have got water or anything else that they need when you Joe, while it's going on? And David made a very good point to me today. He said, it's sometimes harder to invent things than it is in reality. When you get to the reality, it's easy as that. Right, okay, so how far are we off?
Welcome to Cricket for Days on 103.2 Mansfield. Our first one is Clifton Village versus Caythorpe with your reporter, Brian Wilkinson.
Caythorpe have made a steady but unspectacular start, and although they've not lost a wicket, they're ticking over at just under 2 runs and over.
Just a quick score update in Division 2 here. We have Milton in action against Ordsall Bryden,
1.5 minutes commentary.
At the moment, it's 67 without loss. Moles has the strike, and this is Pete Jones for 103.2 at Farnsfield.
There's been a fine cameo from Jimmy Adams, 34 not out, 3 sixes. In fact, 1 6 was that huge, it ended up in Sainsbury's car park.
The speed, the pace was good. In general, the pace was pretty good of the reporting, etc. I've already given you one slight bollocking. Never back to the studio. It's the last out cue in the world. Sometimes you've got no choice. Sometimes you've got no choice. But come out on something which makes it fairly obvious. So here at the Fieldings, Hosiery Mills on 57 for 2, and they're in trouble. And any half-decent producer has whipped that fader up, and the guy's come in the studio because he's realised that was you coming out on the crescendo. Equally in commentary, you can come out the same way. Chris Revel, 103.2 Sport at the Fieldings. Yeah, that was great, and thanks very much for the excitement. I think the second day of training in the circumstances that we are at, we're not having the two-studio situation where you've got a production studio and you've also got a studio where they're presenting it in, is remarkable. I mean, how the boys put in reports from various offices around the building, from an OB van that was out in the corridor, and how Robbie Duncanson did the bulletins with wires hanging around his neck in the racks booth. I think that was a really, really good start. I'm getting more excited as the days go along. By April the 27th, this is going to be good.